You do realise I'm going to use that clapping in the track.
Turn that off, because the whole time we do this, you are just going to be looking.
I can't turn it off because that's...
No, not turn it off, but like put the metro on the screen or something. Because the whole time we do this, you're just going to be looking at like, oh, look at all the sound waves, how lovely, look at them. Oh, they go bigger.
They're so beautiful. Right,
turn it off.
Okay.
We've
metro.
already,
look how interesting this is. Brain zaps, the misunderstood side effect of antidepressants.
That's our first topic of today. Shut up, you idiot. I need to introduce you. So, this is indeed the first episode of what I am calling the Alizee Yeezy show. Definitely not ripping on the Russell Brand show. And much like Russell Brand, this is the Matt Morgan to my Russell Brand.
Who's Matt Morgan?
You fucking idiot. Have you never watched the Russell Brand show?
No.
Oh my God, I hate you. This is my best friend, my best boneheaded friend. Let's call you K, like for Carl Pilkington, because he's hiding it under a hat, but his head is actually as round as the earth.
Me lady. They call me K because it's like the guy from Men in Black.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know.
They all use their initial, don't they? Like there's someone called A and someone called K. Someone called Z.
This is off to a good start already. So basically, if the setup's a bit weird, that's because we're working with very, very minimal space. You live in like a hole in the wall.
ATM, it's called, but yes.
How this idea has transpired is podcasts make a lot of money. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really kidding. They do. They can make a lot of money.
Oh, no, Joe Rogan obviously does.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's minted, mate. And he's just a meathead.
I can't see... How would you make money?
I don't know.
Advertising?
I'm going to have to sell myself.
Do we have to start getting like Huel and like G Fuel bars and stuff on air? Start eating them?
Do you know what? You know G Fuel, right? I came up with this conspiracy theory that the owner of G Fuel doesn't actually exist and is in fact Keemstar. Because just think about it for a few seconds. It makes sense that he owns G Fuel.
Yeah.
I love how I don't have to present any evidence at all. It's just like, I mean, yeah, do you know what? It's right.
You always see G Fuel and Keemstar in the same place at the same time. So
do you know what? No, once I looked this up. I looked up who is the owner of like G Fuel, and he's got the most made up bullshit name. I tried to find his social medias. It looked like a robot, or maybe Keemstar had actually done him.
You said Dunham.
Lena Dunham.
Yeah, that's the owner of G Fuel.
I think we should introduce you a bit, because obviously you've been in like one video of mine before.
I'm in all of them in the background, slowly pulling the strings like a puppet master.
Shut up. Oh. We're best mates. We're like really close. So the majority of our interactions is just abuse, verbal, sometimes a bit physical, kind of like. You don't know them, do you? There's these twins on YouTube called the Dolan Twins, and I'm not in their age demographic in the slightest. I'm in my mid-20s. They're for like teenage girls. But they make quite like wholesome content, like, oh, we're going to make this van into a little house and we're going to, travel America for a week. And they constantly bicker, and I watched one of their videos and I thought, this reminds me of me and my best mate, Carl Pilkington, who wasn't available today, so I got this idiot off the street instead.
This is my best friend. His name is Beethoven. You may have heard of him. He's going grey a little bit.
You may remember me from such works of art as, what did Beethoven do? Like Mozart.
He did loads. He did.
He done loads, isn't it?
It's $12.99 that one as well. Not expensive.
We've had that for a long time. We should let know. We should actually like introduce you a little bit properly. So we've known each other for about 8 years without revealing our actual ages. Don't you fucking dare. Shut up. We've known each other for about 8 years. I first met you. I went to a pub. It was my friend's birthday. He was having the most lackluster birthday party because no one had turned up.
No, it was quite good. There was a few people there.
No one turned up.
Bartender was there.
He got really drunk.
Landlady was there.
I remember this. Shut up. That's not even a lie. The landlady was there. That was it. He got really drunk and he was really upset. Like he was genuinely pressed. Stop it! I need you to focus on me.
Look, I'm a professional. I just noticed you were shouting there. I've got to make sure that. Nope,
I'm
looks
always
all
shouting.
Good. No, that's fine. Your just natural volume is shouting. Good thing we
That's
accounted for
my
that.
voice. My outdoor voice, my indoor voice.
Yes.
No, so it was at this birthday party, and we had a friend who was a mutual friend. We lived in the same town briefly, and this idiot, this bonehead, sat next to me. He didn't say hello. He didn't say how are you. He didn't say what's your name. The first thing he said was, "Do you like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?"
That's a reasonable question.
And I said
don't see
yes,
what's
and
wrong
he
with
was
that.
like, "Good," and that was it really. And then the next time we met, actually, I had been in a fight with like a boyfriend who had like pissed off to, I don't know, like Exeter or something for the weekend.
Miles
so
away.
I went round to our mutual friend's house to like, I don't know, hang out with him. I guess I was bored. I walked in and you were there and you were both doing MDMA. And I was just like, oh, my boyfriend wouldn't really like if I did MDMA. Fuck it. Then we did MDMA. We put on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and we had to turn it off because like the screen was, I don't know. I remember it looked like pancakes.
Yes, it was horrible and weird.
And then a few years later, I decided I'm moving to London. I'm getting out of this dead end town. I messaged Kay like, bro, do you want to move to London with me? The rest is history. Unfortunately, we've been best friends ever since. When we first moved in with each other, we lived in a single room, like separate beds, but we lived in a single room for 6 months when we first moved in with each other.
Started from the bottom. Now I'm here.
Now we're like barely above bottom. But yeah, that makes or breaks a friendship, I think. Like having to live in a fucking room. I don't know how we did it, to be honest. We were young and like stupid and got drunk all the time, but I don't know how we did it.
I think we did get broken on a daily basis, but we just pieced our lives back together.
It was horrible. The computer was on the floor.
Yeah. Reasonable places, any. And
Anyway.
What? I won't mention that, actually.
Don't. If you think there's something's a bit too close to the bone, just like...
I was going to mention these saloon doors. It's too weird for radio. Too weird for podcasts.
We'll just leave that to your imagination. Saloon doors.
Yes.
See where you can go from there. So, you bloody idiot, you haven't planned anything to talk about. I don't need to plan about stuff to talk about. I'm just raw talent. But you need help.
We've got a screen. We've got the entirety of the internet.
Oh, the internet shit, mate. Actually, can we talk about YouTube?
If you want. Don't know anything about it. It's
Never
Susan,
watches any of my
it?
videos.
Mrs. YouTube, Susan.
No, YouTube have put through a new harassment policy in which literally just like criticizing someone and lightly making fun of them is now harassment. They took down the Leafy content clip by iDubbbz.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you know, it had 10 million views and they took it down. They sent iDubbbz an email being like, this violates our new policy. But when you put in a new law in place, you can't then like retroactively take down something that was implemented before the new law came in. Apparently, you can't actually do that. So YouTube are just fucking ran by fucking donkeys. Just waiting any day now for a new platform to come in.
That is bizarre.
I reckon this is Alfie Day's fault. He had that interview with Susan Wojcicki. He had that interview with her and he was just like, yo. That's how he talks. Yo. I don't know why I'm laughing. This is going to constitute as bullying. This video is going to get taken down now.
Yeah, that's
no, but Alfie was like, why is there a dislike button? What is the function of it? What do you think, you fucking mouth breather?
So it's annoying because there's dislike buttons on the comments as well, and they don't do anything. I want the justice of finding a comment I dislike and just pressing that button and just watching the poster just rage. Like, why am I getting downvotes like on Reddit? It's just gives me the greatest justice boner. I
don't think the dislike button actually works on comments, because sometimes I dislike someone's comment just if they're just being stupid or obviously a 5-year-old, right? Or like it's whatever.
It doesn't do anything.
The number never goes down.
No, it's not meant to do that.
This is a conspiracy.
What it's meant to do is when you press the
bottom of it.
Yes, when you press yes, quite.
Yes,
when you press the dislike button, it's meant to make the comment less visible. So if something's top comment, you can press the dislike button and it will take it down like 1 point in terms of visibility.
But how do you know any of this?
Because I read about it, because I was so angry that it didn't do anything. I was like, I want to inflict pain on others through dislikes.
You're well hard, mate.
I know.
No, I don't believe anything that comes out of your mouth, like not a single word, because the amount of times you have... Remember, we don't live with each other now. We will move back in with each other at some point.
Maybe.
But when we did live with each other, the amount of bullshit... Like, Do you know what's genuinely disturbing? Before we moved in with each other, we became close friends because you were just always reliable in that whenever I went on Facebook 3 a.m, usually drunk, you were just online, so I would talk to you, right? You know, be like, my boyfriend's being annoying.
The only person online is Kay, damn it. I'll have to talk to them.
No, yeah, pretty much. But I used to kind of like not look up to you. I would never use words that strongly, but I used to think he has his shit together. He's quite intelligent. So when you would tell me stuff or give me advice, I would kind of take it to heart. And then when we lived with each other, I realised that you were a complete dunce. No offence, mate.
I'm not dunce.
You're not. No, you're not dumb. Okay, you're stupid. No, you're not stupid. You are smart, but like, I've never met anyone that lacked so much common sense. He thought the washing machine had a 6-hour cycle.
It does.
It didn't.
So
no.
The washing machine we had was a washing machine that had a wash and a dry cycle, and it was 6 hours.
This is not true.
When you put it when you put it on eco mode.
You have reinvented this. This is what he does. He'll have half of a fact and then he'll make up the rest of it, believe the nonsense that he's made up because it makes things more interesting, and then he'll reiterate it to me as though it's a fact. My head must be full of rubbish from all the years that I didn't like understand that you are a fool. It did not have a 3-hour wash and 3 hours to dry cycle. No fucking washing machine has that.
No, it might have been like 4 hours to wash and 2 hours to dry.
You're an idiot. Don't even get me started on all the other like dumb stuff you've done.
Yeah, what else is there?
You're basically my son. I've taught you everything you know, which is frightening. I'm like your father figure. Do you know what I mean?
Look, okay, I didn't know how to cook pasta.
Yeah, I had to teach you how to cook spaghetti. I had to teach you a lot of things.
It's just because I never tried it. And then once I tried it, it was really easy.
Who lives to the age of 20 and doesn't know how to, like, Jesus. And also, I'm going to say it.
What?
You thought my dad wasn't my real dad and was instead my stepdad.
Because you didn't say dad, you said his name.
We've known each other for 8 years, and for the whole time up until this year, he's thought my dad is actually my stepdad because sometimes I use his first name when I'm talking to him, because I just see it as like a term of like endearment and polite. You know, he has a first name. He's not just like dad. He had a life before me. But you had this thought in your head for so long and you neglected to mention it until earlier this year, and I was gobsmacked. I've never been like stunned speechless for, I think it was at least 2 minutes. That is the best thing you've ever done, I think.
Arguable.
Why is this starting? Who fucking does that?
Why is this starting to feel like a Channel 4, like, who's the interviewer, like Parkinson or something, where he'll literally just put you on the spot? Who's that guy? The one that Boris was scared of, that's on Channel 4, and he interviewed
Andrew Neil.
Yeah, why is this starting to feel like Andrew Neil?
We're not talking about politics. No, I mean, yeah, don't even mention politics. Boris Johnson locked himself in a fridge and won the election. That's all I'm saying about that.
I'm just asking why you're Andrew Neil.
Like if Boris looks at his phone, no, you look at your phone, there's like 50 missed calls from me. Did he interview a chair?
Yes, kind of. Yeah, because Boris didn't turn up, so he's issued a statement to this chair saying basically, look, he didn't turn up, look at this chair.
He was too busy doing that Love Actually spoof. Did you see that?
Yes.
We're not talking about politics because politics in this country is just mental. There's a bloke called Lord Buckethead and there's another bloke who dresses up as Elmo from Sesame Street. We're not talking about politics.
No, it's
not worth it. It's just bullshit.
And there's too much to cover.
Yeah, no, Susan Wojcicki and her harassment campaign. I personally blame Alfie Days.
Yeah, because he went on the meeting, interview thing.
It's not just him though. They've wanted to do this for ages.
No, but he raised a load of things, and now Susan's doing those things.
No, but they were very aware of this kind of stuff. They've been angling this way ever since they killed Leafy's channel.
I just think that it feels much better to blame Alfie.
I agree, but he's going to see this and think this is targeted harassment, and then he's going to get Susan all up my arse.
Could you imagine that?
What is that?
Nothing.
Don't start eating.
No, I'm not eating.
I thought you were going to take chocolate from my advent calendar.
No, that is good though. Anyway, let's stop talking about chocolate.
My best mate bought me an advent calendar and I was like, I'm not eating sugar this month until Christmas, and I've done so well, and then I just went nuts as soon as I walked into this room.
So because A is
descended on it like a rabid animal.
Well, A is a level 5,000 vegan, and she's been ignoring sugar and chocolate this month. And I got a vegan advent calendar.
It's so good. It's my favourite vegan chocolate as well. It's called Nomo. Other brands are available, but frankly, they're not as good.
I should get a sponsorship. Just get literally a desk full of Nomo.
No, like, why do you think I'm trying to be a YouTuber, or I am a YouTuber? Because I want free food from companies. There's no point in having any sort of popularity or clout unless you're going to use it to get free food.
So what Ethan does? What does he get out of his podcast other than doing videos?
Probably like 30 grand per podcast. The amount of sponsorships he has, where he's like, "Oh, we're sponsored by," that's how he talks. Well, good impression. But like, like the numbers he pulls in, they probably, someone worked out and they said they reckon a conservative estimate of it would be like 20 grand per podcast, and that's why they don't bother doing videos anymore, because it's like, well, why like get $5,000 per video when you can get 20 grand per podcast for him to sit there and be like, I hate everything.
Yeah, what's he hate this week? K-pop.
Everything. We don't need to go over that though. I already did a video on it. It's called what's it called? See, this is what I mean. Ethan Klein is a boomer.
HK Pop 3H3. I don't know.
Ethan Klein is a boomer. I've already done that, so you can just like check that instead and chuck me the view. It got monetized, it got demonetized, and then monetized again.
Just click the link up there or there. Or there, wherever.
I'm not doing that. I don't do that. Okay. Do you really think I'm going to sit through and be like, oh, add the link there?
Yes. So you're just going to put this up with no effort whatsoever, just literally...
That's what I do with all my videos.
Copy and paste it onto the internet.
Look, you guys should be happy I just turn up and I just turn the camera on.
Fair enough.
I can't be fucked to do the rest of the stuff. I hate editing. It makes me so mad.
Get an editor.
I don't make enough money to get an editor.
Send applications.
Everything keeps getting demonetized.
Send link application things to here.
If you send me anything, it will go straight in the bin.
Oh.
There is something I wanted to talk about, not just the bloody
Papa John's. We've got Ethan.
Papa John's. That's it. I want to talk about Papa John's.
Let's talk about pizza.
I mean, because that is like our favourite story that's happened. Well, that's the
story of the year.
That's the point of this podcast, to talk about stuff that's happened during the week and just have a laugh. Really, when does the laughter start?
What?
Make me laugh. When does the laughter start?
We could just put a laugh track in.
You're here to perform and dance for me. You're not being funny. Entertain me. Thing is, Kate is I would never say this to his face, but he is the funniest person I know.
That's a lie and you know it.
You're so funny. Because you're as stupid as I am.
Yes, well, we can devolve in a bit, but let's talk about pizza first, because Papa John is not looking so hot. He is looking positively cheesy.
Bro.
I'm scared for his life. I am. He literally is starting to look like a pizza.
He looks like a slice of pepperoni.
Yeah.
Literally. He was so sincere.
Like pepperoni, cheese.
Think about it. You know The Simpsons where he's like, I should have a counter for every Simpsons reference we inadvertently make. When you just went, yeah, it reminded me of
yes.
When Reverend Lovejoy, he's talking to Homer, and he's being like, Homer, thou shalt not, because Homer's staying at home, he's not going to church. And then Homer's like, whoa, remember this psalm? And Reverend Lovejoy's like, no. And he's like, yeah, think about it.
Wait.
This is the level of our conversations, because we talk for a good 1 to 2 hours every day on the phone.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it?
It is fucking weird.
But
it is kind of weird.
I was looking forward to talking about pizza. So, Papa John.
Yes, Papa John, go on then.
His arteries are literally just clogged with cheese.
The garlic sauce that you get, the special garlic sauce, that is his arteries right now.
Grim. So basically, he made the claim of eating 40 pizzas in 30 days.
The claim? Don't you believe him?
But we need a subsequent interview on... We need more details. We need to know how big were the pizzas, what toppings, how many people did he share it with. We need the facts.
He didn't share it with anyone.
While he's still on this planet. We need the facts.
We're running out of time, guys. We've got approximately 1 week and 2 more pizzas until he's gone.
We should send an email.
Oh my god, we actually should. No. papajohns.co.uk.
papa.john@gmail.com.
papajohns.co.uk. Go to the contact us section and be like, can I speak to Papa John's, please?
Yeah,
he's not
this
here
is
anymore.
urgent.
They email back he's not here anymore, and then we email back being like,
oh,
your day of reckoning is coming. I can't believe you've done this to him. He was mental.
Yes. Well, no, Papa John's, the company, would just be like, oh, I'm afraid that John Schnattner is no longer with us. And we'll be like, oh no, really?
He's gone, we're too late.
And they'll be like, oh no, he's just left the company. He got
ousted.
Could you imagine him leaving? Could you imagine him getting fired and the bosses are just like, okay, clear your desk, and you just see him leaving the offices with just like arms full of pizza boxes full of pizza?
I was thinking more like he's storming through the factory, like smashing pizza everywhere, just like he's like that. The Hulk, but Italian American.
I think Papa John and Elon Musk should set up a company together, but just because they were both fired from their companies.
When was Elon Musk fired?
He wasn't fired. He was asked to stop. Basically, just stop.
Stop shitposting.
They just said stop.
Just stop.
The court was
No.
like, please, could you stop?
Just no. I love Elon.
Is it Elon or Elon?
It's Elon.
Or is it Elon?
Why can't you pronounce words? Oh my god, you can't pronounce words either. Say Arcanine.
Arcanine.
Fuck off. Get out. Go out that window now and just fuck off.
It's got bars on it.
Some people are going to watch this and be like, wow, Alizee's really abusive. No, we're just British. This is how British people talk to each other.
Brutish, more like.
British, same thing. You have to swear if you're really close to someone, you have to swear at them all the time. Maybe call them a cunt occasionally. And, calling them a nonce. Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, it's just like something you call your mates, isn't it? Like, fuck off, you pedo.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently,
it's what people call Jeffrey.
British people are the only... Huh?
It's what people call Jeffrey.
What, Epstein?
Yeah.
Fuck off, pedo guy.
Yeah.
Epstein. I'm going to... You know about this, don't you? I'm going to get Sean Atwood on the Alizee Yeezy channel sometime to talk all things Epstein.
Wasn't that the guy that was in prison?
For 5 years in the early 2000s, yeah, he's done books on them. Well good books, mate. Why do I talk like that? My voice is either like proper East London, which I'm not even like from, or it goes quite posh. It's not posh at the moment.
Only you can answer that.
I don't know.
No, it kind of
Identity
flip-flops.
crisis.
I think mine does as well.
Yours is monotonous.
Most of the time,
No.
I'm like, all right, mate, hello. And then
No, it's not.
sometimes I'll be like,
Stop lying.
Indeed.
You never.
Oh. Quite. Look at my
Knocking everything over. Do you like our
countenance.
studio?
It's a makeshift. It's a work in progress.
Don't
Don't judge me.
It's not. Look, when we're rich within the next 1 month, when this podcast is undeniably a hit.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Only the die-hard fans will have set through this much so far.
Yeah, all one of them, and it's just my mum.
That's just Papa John there, sweating grease and cheese.
Well, we need an intervention. We need an intervention for Papa John. 40 pizzas in 30 days. That
He's
is
basically
mental.
an addict.
He's a pizza addict.
I mean, you can be addicted to cheese, can't you? So he's probably got some kind of
cheese is
wicked
chemically
cheese.
addictive. That's why
It's like crack, isn't it?
No, not vegans. That's why vegetarians are always like, I can't give up cheese because they're weak. I used to be quite an easygoing vegan, but I've actually been radicalised. There's a Reddit group.
You're militant. It's horrible.
I've become extremist and militant, but it's like, oh, you're militant. Well, what does that mean? I just really don't want things to be in suffering and die. What an extreme position to have. I'm like this all the time now, and it pisses everyone off, and I love it. But there's a subreddit called Vegan Circle Jerk, and it's so funny, but also it has radicalised me.
It's so elitist.
Yeah, because we look down on vegetarians, because fuck vegetarians. They're so... Someone's going to be like, what do I say?
The way I see it is that vegetarians are still doing something.
No, they're not.
Oh, is this what we're going to talk about now?
No, we're not going to get into it. The dairy industry is just as violent as the meat industry. Where do you think those little cows, after they've got all that little milk out for your cheese Papa John's pizzas, where do you think those cows go?
That's not milk. Oh, it is actually, but the other way. No, you just slap the cow's ass and all the milk comes out.
The cow's ass.
Plops out.
Peter hates us already.
Who's Peter?
That bloke.
Oh, Peter.
We do this all the time. See, we are like twins. We are like, isn't it? We are idiot twins.
We are the Cray twins. Get it? Because Cray, like crazy. Anyway.
Sometimes I like doing that. When he's talking, I just like to remain silent and see how long you will go for talking absolute shit. Your head looks so round right now. It's because that hat. Why are you wearing a hat indoors?
Because...
What are you doing? I've made an effort
for
this podcast. You are sitting here. Is this what you're like?
Please, yes.
Is this what you're like when no one's looking? When there's no one around, you're just skulking in your room. Like, your room's all dark. It's not usually this bright.
Yeah, no, that's what I got this out for. Because you can... What?
Can you not mess with my camera?
Oh, I think it's cool.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, so I just sit in here. Literally, all I do is I just sit in here, like Metro on the screen,
Fingering yourself,
changing the lights. That's it. Until I have to go to work.
What a time to be alive, man. So glad we're trapped on this mortal realm.
Mortal coil.
Who's that bloke? Justin.
Right,
Who made, I read that earlier, and he's like, I want to buy a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah, I mean, good on Justin.
Chicago, what's that? Chicago's coming out with a vegan stuff on pizza. I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna fucking nut.
So, for any vegans that are watching, we have been on
none of them. It's just me.
crusade to try every vegan thing that Co-op currently does.
Let me tell you about them chicken pops. What are they called? Poppers?
Chicken poppers. So, like, it sounds a bit dodgy because we just keep going to each other. Do you want to get some poppers? And, like, to an outside observer, it probably looks quite weird. No, I don't know what they are or do. I think aren't they meant to make your bumhole big? That's what I heard.
I think they're meant to make you lightheaded, and you can either like snuff them or something. Like,
Jamie, pull that up.
You can either like inhale them, or you can put them up your bum. Because I remember being 12, I never did this, but some of my friends went to the woods and they all like snorted or like snuffed some poppers.
So
I grew up in a very like strange town. You find out. What's that? Poppers. This isn't the poppers you can buy at Co-op, just so we don't get sued.
Okay, so sounds like basically what it does is it relaxes your muscles. So it's a bit like a tranquilizer kind of thing.
Yeah, because it makes anal easier, right?
So I've heard. Yeah, it does actually say that on Wikipedia. So, go on, Jimmy Wales.
Go on. Let's talk about Wikipedia. Please, sir, can I have some more?
We shouldn't, like, Wikipedia is an institution and it should be kept as long as it can because it's basically the library.
Who are you? Jimmy, what's his name? Page?
Jimmy Wales.
Oh,
Jimmy Page, isn't he from AC/DC?
I think so.
I don't know. We sound like horrible millennials.
We are awful.
Now. Who is, what was that band? ZZ Top? I don't know.
I know, you can just look it up on Wikipedia.
People were having a go at Billie Eilish because she didn't know who Van Halen was.
She was born in 2001.
She's
what
17.
the fuck do you expect? Leave her alone.
It's funny,
Let teenage girls enjoy what they want to enjoy. Yes, there have been other musicians like Billie Eilish, but so fucking what?
I think Billie Eilish is actually quite unique.
Have you heard her? Have you heard her actual voice? Like not auto-tune, just when she's singing, like in interviews. She's a very good singer. Technically, you don't have to like her music, but it's like Ariana Grande's a bloody good singer as well.
Well, I think
it's not cool to hate on pop.
A lot of pop singers are usually quite good, but
what an understatement!
I think 2019 has been
how underwhelming.
Quite you.
What an understatement! Pop singers can usually sing good and stuff.
Yeah, it's true. You can't deny that's not a fact and true.
Hold on, my camera's doing this really annoying thing where like I tried to hack it because it only records 30 minutes at a time. So if there's a jump
10
cut,
seconds.
that's why.
10,
where
9.
Shut up. Hold on, I don't look fat, do I? Only I can answer that.
Only you can answer that. No, you look fine.
Kay and I, we have everything we say is basically a private joke.
Everything we say is basically rubbish and bullshit and should never have been uttered in the first place. But
no, it's true. Everything we say is basically sandwiches. But everything we say is a private joke.
Finish each other's
sandwiches.
Poppers. Oh. So what I was about to say before we had to...
I was about to say something and then I forgot.
Mine's more important and better. So 2019 has been the year of trying to cancel teenage girls. So obviously like Greta Thunberg and Billie Eilish.
Oh, you're going somewhere with this. Okay, right. I'm going to strap in. I'm on board. Go on.
Boomers just hating the younger generation, but to almost a homicidal degree. It's like boomers hate Greta Thunberg so much that it's like bordering on, I don't know, just violent.
Say Greta Thunberg like 3 times in the mirror and a boomer's willy falls off somewhere. I saw that on Facebook.
Exactly. I'm sure there have been more. I'd need to find a list.
But don't you think it's funny that like, we're not going to talk about politics, but don't you think it's funny how like Trump is losing against a teenage girl?
Basically.
Like he is literally in a Twitter war against a teenage girl who's losing. His team photoshopped his face onto
Time magazine. With
I'm not gonna lie, I did think that was funny though, because it's so absurd.
It's funny because it's stupid.
It's funny because it's silly. It's our type of sense of humour, isn't it?
Yes. Like when the Conservative Party posted lo-fi beats to get Brexit done to, which is just such a
funny
obvious grab to try and get the younger vote.
No, but that is funny though.
That is funny.
Like, it is funny.
That is good.
The world is... We like to view things from a lens of just have a laugh. It doesn't matter. Like, for me, it's like, oh, well, probably going to die in 10 years' time anyway. Like, fuck it. You know, this reality is
10
not
years.
all it seems.
That's a conservative estimate.
No, it's an optimistic estimate. See, what was I going to say? I always lose my train of thought.
Was there even one in the first place?
I don't think there was. It's just a monkey crashing cymbals. This is the part
Come
where
on,
I'll do
out with it.
I'll do a funny zoom in on my face on that part, and that's how you become a YouTuber. We're not going to talk about politics, but don't you think it's funny how Ed Miliband essentially lost an election because he couldn't eat a bacon sandwich properly, and Boris Johnson won because he locked himself in a fridge? I said this to my friend, and they were like, "What?" And they looked it up, and they're like, he hid in a fridge. Where's this locked in part? And I was like, I made that up because it makes it more interesting.
Yeah, it just sounds more powerful. Yeah,
it just sounds better, doesn't it? That he locked himself in a fridge. Like that's pretty funny. Locked himself in a fridge. Captain Cabinets, trapped in cabinets. Can he get out? Will he get out? Will he do Brexit? Of course he won't. That's all for the politics chat. We got to get a jar. Anytime politics is mentioned, we put £1 in the jar.
And then donate that to the Conservative Party at the end of the year. So it has to be as little as possible.
No, the Animal Welfare Party. It will get that. I'm going to join this party called the Animal Welfare Party because it's just like extreme vegans like me, and I think it's funny. No.
So I think
what
with political parties, I think they should
end.
No, they need to put more emphasis on party. So I think they should actually have like
party.
A Labour Party, like where everyone's just like woo.
Is that your idea of a party? You go to a house party, everyone's standing around like, woo.
Have you never been to a house party where everyone's like, woo?
No, I don't get invited out to things. Oh. I'm going to a party tonight.
Woo.
I'm going to walk in like, woo. And they're like, excuse me, sir. Can you leave?
And you'll be like, I had a hat, and I just throw you a random hat.
No, I've been carrying this on my back the whole time. You come up with something.
Yeah, I'm a guest, aren't I?
You're not a guest. This is the Alizee Yeezy show with
exactly.
Boneheaded friend.
No, I'm just I might not be here next week. Who knows?
No, yes you will, for sure, definite.
Oh.
What else has happened this week? Is anything except for that certain thing that happened like yesterday, has anything else happened this week?
So Chicago Town launched a vegan pizza. We mentioned that, but it's what bears repeating.
Look how miserable those people look.
Ignore that.
Murder, nah, I don't want
yeah, it's all sad, isn't it?
Bill Clinton?
No, that's just a random dude.
The Queen is offering 50... No, she's not. No, she's not.
No,
she's not.
So really, it's been quite a... It's because of the election. There's been no big stories, I don't think, other than, obviously, everything with Boris Johnson and everything else. Do you see
Boring.
Ken Livingstone holding up a train with his foot?
That's not true.
Maybe it is. It's right here. So basically...
Oh, ramming foot into closing doors.
Yeah.
Everyone does that on the tube. Though,
Wait, did you think that he was holding up, like, robbing a train with his foot?
No, I didn't think that.
I think you did.
I didn't think that. The Office looked camera. I didn't think that. I just wondered what you meant.
Fine. Well, basically, he was the mayor of London, and he was late for a train, so he literally like wedged his foot in between the doors as they were closing. It's like, he should know better. Like, that causes delays. People are late for work because of the mayor of London, the ex-mayor of London, running in like, ooh, let me in. I think it's an outrage. I think he should be fired from whatever he's doing now.
What's he doing now?
I don't know.
What do you do after
he might be retired, but he should be fired from retirement. I think next week we could possibly plan what to talk about.
I told you, write a little list of things that you want to discuss. I don't need to write lists because I'm just a natural born talent. I have an affinity for chatting shit on whatever subjects, but I need to be given a subject. Look, I'm going to be doing all the editing. I've come here and like basically set this up. I broke my camera trying to hack into my camera. Yeah. I think I've broken it. Can we talk about aliens?
Yes.
We talk about lizard people?
Yes.
I love lizard people.
Should we talk about DMT? No.
No. Would you do it?
No. End of story. Next subject.
Like, no. No, I wouldn't either, but I'm not allowed to do hallucinogens because like I would go nuts. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything anymore anyway. I'm like 8 or 9 months sober now. I can't really remember because like time don't reel and stuff.
Yes.
8 or 9 months sober, like for everything like that. Like how good am I?
That's good.
Yeah.
But I think it naturally happens as you get older anyway. You become less interested in that and more interested in, I don't know, getting a nice blanket and just sitting by the fire.
You're so full of shit. Like older people drink more. In fact,
yeah,
it's not
true.
that I lost interest. It's that I had to quit drinking because I needed to live a life that was worth living. I didn't want to die, essentially, as well. I didn't want to end up like in 10 years' time dying. And also...
Why is that funny?
Because I always get a bit hesitant kind of mentioning this stuff, quote unquote, publicly. But I've got nothing to be ashamed of, really. I think if I'd have carried on going the way I was going, I would have ended up accidentally overdosing on cocaine. So...
Maybe.
Yeah, like, because I think I got to that point a few times because there are certain, like, symptoms that start happening when you're close to the precipice, close to the edge, close to throwing yourself off and being like, oh, don't do much. Though, actually, just having a line can make you have a heart attack. When I read that, I was like, fuck off, no way.
I think anything can make you have a heart attack, really, because it's
locking yourself in the fridge.
It's all to
eating
do with
40
like
pizzas in 30 days.
It's to do with like your like cholesterol and like any blockages and things, isn't it?
Are you a doctor now? Mr. Washing Machine goes on for 6 hours.
Yes.
Washing machines live really long with Carl Pilkington.
Disgusting.
No, go on. No, I looked it up and I read somewhere, and every time you do cocaine, it leaves like tiny little scars in your heart because your heart, like,
wait, what?
Your heart overworks and it can leave like tiny little scars and blah 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 blah. It's just, it sounds really ridiculous, but it's so much more dangerous than I actually thought.
Yeah,
I know
that sounds
it's a class.
crazy.
I know it's a class A, but it's so much more dangerous than I thought.
Yeah, so
and
basically, don't do drugs ever.
Do what you want, mate. I'm not your dad, but right. I now have a moral and ethical reason to not do cocaine because they chop down the rainforest to get cocaine. So you can't be a vegan if you're chuffing loads of cocaine. And then when I thought about it from that standpoint as well, I mean, this was about 5 months into sobriety, I learned about this and I was like, fucking hell, I've been a hypocrite this entire time. Right, that's it. Can't stand people who are inconsistent with their morals.
Yeah.
So yeah, no more drugs.
It's think of how many people die as well, because obviously you have these gangs that are fighting each other for control of the supply and
the cartels and stuff. Yeah. Think about how many, in 2016, I believe, we had that year where just loads of celebrities were dropping dead.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they were like, long-term cocaine abuse from their earlier years as well. That's what kind of worries me. Like the amount of shit I put in my body. What are the long-term ramifications of it in 10 years' time? Blah, blah, blah. But then I'm kind of glad. Well, I mean, it's better to have stopped now, like early on in my mid-20s, rather than, reaching 30.
Be in a lot worse condition if you'd... Where are you going?
I just
it's just like, bye, I've said my piece. Well, I'm off.
That's it, I'm done. Right, your payment will be in the post.
What payment?
My payment.
Oh, okay. So should we stop talking about death, because that's not very nice.
We're both going to just start panic attacking with our death anxiety. What was that?
I did too much coke when I was younger. Well, that's not funny. I could have died. Oh.
If I ever saw you actually like do that, just thought you were like, I'd be like, are you alright, mate? Like,
do you want me to call you an ambulance, or are you alright?
You're right, mate. You just put you to bed.
I'm just on the floor like, you'd be like, stop being such an attention seeker.
Yeah, 100%. Grow up.
That's what boomers are like. You could be there with like, I don't know, like you cut your arm off or something, and I'll be like, oh, grow up. When I was your age, I cut my arm off as well. I've done worse than that.
Boomers are like that, it's true.
Yes.
Why are boomers being so boomery? Is it because they finally learned how to use social media, so now they're making up for lost time?
I think if we go into the philosophical aspect of it, I think it's because their parents were in the war and their parents told them how bad the war was. So now they have this thing to measure everything against. Whereas we can't really imagine World War II, can we? We can't imagine being in World War II.
I think you can, seeing as you are obsessed with...
No, please don't out me.
What's it called?
So basically on Netflix at the minute,
called?
There are 2 sets of documentaries that I've been binging. The Greatest Events of World War II in Colour and World War II in Colour. And I now know everything there is to know about World War II.
He does this thing where it's a bi-weekly thing. He'll get into a phase of being obsessed about something, try to implement it in his life somehow, and then
how am I going to
it.
implement World War II in my life?
That's what I was worrying about. I said to one of my other friends, I think he's being radicalised by World War II documentaries, because this is going to go one way or another, isn't it? Which side are you going to pick? No, but you do this. You did it like... There was some... Words, right. You...
Was that like a real life jump cut?
Yeah.
No editing required. Just... Hello, guys.
I don't know, I just froze because like I got really excited and I had too much to say, and it was all just like, it was like, you know, in The Simpsons where he's like, Mr. Burns, this is what your body's like, and it's a doorway and he's trying to push the germs through, and it's none of them will come out because you have every disease known to man. That is my brain, every disease known to man. No, you did that thing recently, last month, where you watched all of the IT Crowd, all of Black Books, all of the Mighty Boosh, all of these British comedies, and then you said to me, we should make a pilot for a British comedy show. And I was like, you fucking idiot. 4 years ago when we lived with each other, I said, let's do this. I had this idea for this pilot. I was going to be like this idiot that was trying to run for Mayor of London, not based on real events, and you were going to be this stupid DJ who wanted to make music but never made any music and would sell all of our stuff to try to pay the rent.
That's definitely too close to home.
Yeah, too close to the bone, that. But you did that recently. You were like, oh yeah, let's be comedians. And I was like, fucking...
Where's your script?
I've been saying this for like 8 years.
Where's the treatment?
I've been saying this for so long, man. I can't carry everything by myself.
Where are the
My
extras?
good looks only go so far.
Where's the finished product?
Such an asshole.
If you want to get involved, click the link here.
There is absolutely going to be no links. No links. You are not allowed to get involved. This is my show. This isn't the Carl Pilkington show. This is the Jeremy Kyle show.
Carl Pilkington is a popular guy.
Have you ever seen anything Carl Pilkington's ever done?
Never.
Really? You've never seen An Idiot Abroad?
Never.
You would identify with him on a spiritual level.
I don't see it, personally.
He's always just like, he goes to the Great Wall of China and he's like, it's not that great, is it? It's an average Wall of China. And he's like, can't get a good Twix around
That's
here.
true.
This is what I mean.
That is absolutely
I feel like I'm Ricky
true.
Gervais and you're my Carl Pilkington, as well as also I'm Russell Brand.
Actually,
and you are my Matt Morgan.
I did see something. He used to do a show which was animated, and Ricky Gervais would just be sat there waiting for him to say something stupid.
Just look at him like,
yeah.
That's how I am with you.
Oh.
Were you going to add anything more to that thought, or was that it? End of sentence, full stop?
I forgot.
See, I do this all the time as well. I'm really out here exposing myself for the actual idiot I am.
Yeah.
Because my stuff's all edited. It's all nice.
This isn't going to be edited. I think it should be. I think we need to cut it down to like literally 2 minutes.
2 minutes of what? Papa John's greasy.
Yeah. Papa John greasy. Grease. That's just a podcast.
Pizza Man bad.
Yeah. No, Pizza Man good. He's my idol. Because when I first moved to London, so you say this isn't true.
You're a liar. Oh, he's fucking lying again.
No. Okay, so when I first moved to London, I ate pizza every day for 6 months.
You little shit.
That's true.
So, no, you've reduced that down to it was every day for a year.
It might have been a year. I can't remember.
He has
My brain's full of pizza.
He has been adamant that, when I moved to London,
probably was a year, actually.
Every day for a year I ate pizza. No, he didn't. We lived together sometimes.
Yes, like 6 months, a year. It's the same amount of time, innit?
You're like that bloke, the one I did the video on, like Shitface Gravy, KFC Gravy Man, where he's like, I was there for 15 minutes, maybe even 45. You're that man. You've got no like reference of time and how just like the world works.
It was a crazy time full of pizza and cheese. But basically,
we did eat a lot of pizza.
It was every day. It was every single day because I didn't know how to cook. And
with the Papa John's flow.
You can buy it, and I didn't have a lot of money at that
40
time.
40 pizzas in 30 days, never done before.
But
I'm sorry.
So the reason that Papa John's is worse is because his was Papa John's pizza. That's like takeaway pizza every day. That's like so much saturated fat, so much dairy. Just
don't pretend that you know anything about nutrition.
No, but
we have an argument, I think, once every 5 minutes about you not knowing anything about nutrition.
When I ate those
8 p.m.
pizzas,
snack.
Yeah. Do you not have a snack at night time?
No.
What? Why not?
No, I don't know. Because I'm a very sad person constantly trying to lose weight.
Okay.
But then go nuts and eat loads of chocolate.
Oh.
I live in a constant just like cycle of rubbish, basically. Self-hatred, self-loathing. I don't really hate myself, not that much. Sometimes it depends on my mood.
You love yourself.
Huh?
You love yourself.
A lot of the time, yeah. And do you know what? Like, since I've gone sober, I know I bang on about it a lot, but that's because it's like the biggest thing I did for myself in 2019. Because it's the longest I've ever been sober from anything ever.
The 2019th year of the Lord.
The year of the Lord above, on God. Hallelujah. I don't believe in God, but I'm not an atheist.
You're taking this conversation in weird and crazy places. No, what was it?
I'm
New and crazy.
Strange new places.
Number 8.
Number 999. Burp.
So I feel like we've jumped around subjects quite a lot, but let's unpack what you were about to say.
I can't remember.
Oh, great. That's all, folks.
This is the thing. Like, I've gotten weirder.
Yes.
More devolved since I stopped. Like, I truly think alcohol and drugs leveled me out, because I've got a bit more unhinged since going sober, because you're hyper aware of everything all the time. You never get reprieve from your own brain, because that's really what drugs and alcohol offer you, like a good 10 or 12 or 7 days of, you know, being blacked out and not having to like think about the universe, your own mortality, and blah blah blah, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just hyper aware of everything. And I like myself a lot more now, actually, because I'm really enjoying the little things in life, like drawing pictures of Russell Brand and just playing video games, not having hangovers, not having like panic attacks from the hangovers.
Yes.
And getting the shakes. It's just nice, isn't it? Not getting drunk and like being a wanker to someone.
Yeah, that's always a good feeling.
Or,
the main thing with getting drunk that I hated is like the...
Hated? You still... When was the last time you got drunk?
Ages ago. I don't really get drunk anymore, but
it's because you hang out with me.
So
we played the Xbox together instead.
It's the embarrassment, like when you realise you said something stupid or something, because it seems to be amplified tenfold when you're hungover, and that can cause panic attacks when you're just thinking
the
like...
hangover guilt, yeah. I would get that bad. Yeah,
so it's good not having that. But personally, lately I've been thinking it's quite a good idea to just literally just think about like what you're grateful for. Like, it sounds stupid.
What self-help book bullshit is this?
Because I was thinking about it earlier.
What have you been reading
I was like,
now, you muppet?
This part of my life is actually quite good. This part
Can
is
I
quite
interrupt
good.
you a little quickly? I feel like you need to... This is unfair. You need to insult me more, because people are going to come away from this thinking, Alizee's really mean. I call him boneheaded because he's the one that originally called me that. He said to me once, can't believe my boneheaded friend is an internet sensation. That's what you said, and I thought that was really funny. You need to insult me more. We have this private joke where we call each other fat.
No,
I'm
we
joking.
don't call each other fat.
No.
We call each other's body parts that can't get fat.
So like your ears, they can't get fat.
Or nostrils.
Yeah.
Or like
fat
eyebrows.
eyes.
Fat eyebrows. It just sounds funny, doesn't
Fat
it?
eyebrows is like a good thing in the 21st
Is it?
century. Yeah, big bushy eyebrows is a good thing. Not yours. Yours are like horrific.
What? Mine are like slugs.
They're horrible.
They're beautiful.
I'm sorry.
They're
I didn't mean that.
Bodacious.
All right, fat eyes.
Oh.
So, people are going to get so offended listening to this podcast, but we're allowed to be mean to each other. That's what best friends are for.
People are going to finish listening to my podcast. My podcast. Listening to the podcast.
Look who's too big for his britches now.
People are going to finish listening to podcasts just going, what happened? What dimension am I in? What level of ineptitude was that? How could they subject me to this?
I don't know what image people have of me when they watch my videos. I would like to... Because... in my videos, I'm pretty much basically the same, though I think I'm a little bit more toned down because I do tend to like tone myself down. Because in real life, I'm a lot louder and I'm a lot more just like silly.
Yes.
So I don't know what image people have of me who have watched my channel for a while.
It's probably terrible.
It's probably
awful.
Like really low.
It's just like 1 out of 10.
Lock yourself in a fridge levels low. People are going to watch this and just be like, what a bonehead.
Yes.
What the hell? Her skull is so thick.
And bony.
Her head's so big, and we thought it was to keep all her brains in. You pass my phone quickly, because I'm meant to be meeting someone for like pizza, but
now?
Not Papa John's. Not now, but I need to make sure that look, just talk quickly whilst.
That's how unprofessional is this?
You don't come to my channel for professional stuff. This is what keeps it real and relatable. Who wants a polished, like finished product? If it's I think you can be like quite unprofessional, whatever, as long as it's fucking entertaining. Russell Brand,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Russell Brand when he was on drugs was so entertaining. And then Russell Brand when he got off of drugs, he was very entertaining. Now he's turned into some guru, so I'm going to take his place. It's crazy, Russell.
Hey, he's been a guru for like 10 years, hasn't he?
No, but now he's proper gotten into it. Like beard's all big. We used to live in the same area, and Russell is very, very nice. He's a lovely man. But what was I talking about? Yeah, people don't mind if something's not polished as long as it's entertaining. Like, that's what it is.
So
Philip DeFranco is starting to do a podcast.
Everyone's doing a podcast these days.
That's why I said, look, Carl Pilkington, let's fucking do a podcast. We could be well good at it, maybe. But,
in the future, at some
optimistic?
point. Yeah.
No, but Philip DeFranco started doing a podcast. And I bet that's polished, but I bet it's boring.
What does he talk about? He just talks about the news, doesn't he?
No, man. People ask, like, what's your problem with Philip DeFranco? He's a fucking robot sent from the future to bore us all to death.
Isn't he the one that goes, hello, you beautiful bastards?
Sup, you beautiful bastards? That's how he sounds, man. No, my problem with him is he tries to act unbiased, but he's clearly biased. But I can't work out which way he is biased, but it doesn't matter. He also tries very hard to be relatable. Like, his Twitter does read as though he is a robot android sent from the future trying to intersect and mingle with humanity, like learn their ways, learn their customs. That's what his fucking... Go on his Twitter right now, read one of his tweets, and you'll be like, oh, that's relatable, because it's designed to be, because he comes from a factoid of androids from 2220.
He's from the same planet as Mark Zuckerberg, I think.
No, Mark Zuckerberg... Oh, this annoys me. Mark Zuckerberg is not an alien. He's not a reptilian. He's not one of my people. Mark Zuckerberg is also an android sent from the future to destroy us via enslavement with Facebook.
Yeah.
Prove I'm wrong, you can't.
Does he not just want to rate hot girls on a website? So that's what it was. Facebook started off as hot or not, like a hot or not kind of alternative, where he basically just shamed girls at his college for being ugly.
Is this true, or is this a Carl fact?
Probably. We can have a look, can't we?
It's going to take you too long to type with your fat sausage fingers.
Fair point. It's basically,
look at my fingers, though. I mean, like, that's not right. My hands are bigger than my head, mate. It's not right. It's just not right.
So basically, he started a website which just rated girls at his college, and he'd called them either like good looking or ugly kind of thing.
You literally just said that.
Yeah, so I'm reinforcing my point to make it more believable to you.
As soon as this...
Do you believe it yet?
No, as soon as this shit show's over, I'm going to look on my phone, type in Carl is a
Please
dunce.
Don't. Oh, okay.
Dunce.
Have you got anything else to add to that?
You're an idiot.
Okay.
This is going to go really well, this podcast. It's just going to be Alizee and her mate bullying each other for like an hour straight. I only wanted to do an hour today, just to see how it was.
Well, you got 5 minutes.
Oh, God, five fucking minutes, Jesus. The stuff I do for this fucking audience.
What are we going to pad it out with now? We've talked about everything that's ever happened on the planet.
Reptilians.
Okay.
I'm writing a book about reptilians.
Do you think Papa John's a reptilian?
No.
Oh.
Like, no, full stop.
Oh.
I think he'd be from like some sort of slug type dimension that just needs to consume everything. You know, like the Blob. I'm not calling him fat. That's not what I'm saying. But the Blob consumed everything. Was it the Blob or the Thing? The B movie from like the 50s?
Yeah. Whereas, it's just a thing that rolls around town and absorbs people. It's like that's like Katamari Damacy, which is the.
Did you ever get those like Simpson books? Like, because there was the Simpson comic, but then there were these Simpson annuals that would come out, and there was one that was like a Treehouse of Horror annual, and they had a bit where it was like there was this blob. I don't know who it was made from though. I think it was made from like Sideshow Bob, but it was this whole like little comic, and I really like the Simpsons.
Bizarre.
I really like Simpsons. Did you ever see in at my mum's old house, my bedroom that I had when I was a kid? Did you ever see that? And the Simpsons shrine had on the wall with all these board games, a Homer Simpson soap.
And no,
soap
that's
shaped
weird.
like Homer Simpson. I didn't get that for myself. My mum would just always buy me tops. She'd buy me like Bart Simpson tops because when I was younger, I was like, I want to be Bart Simpson, and I was like, you still call me Bartholomew. I was a really strange kid.
You're a strange person now.
I know.
You just evolved from a strange kid to a strange woman.
I know, but I'm now like really naturally charismatic and charming. Whereas when I was a kid, I was
Says
like,
who?
Me?
Who told you that?
Me? I rated myself. My friends were so mean to me. I have to like give myself compliments.
Basically,
which is why my
we
head
don't
is
want
so
your
big.
head getting any bigger.
That's what
Like-
you say to me, and that's what Jay, our other mate, says. He said the other day, he was like, I don't want your ego getting big. And it's like, no one gives me compliments though, other than myself. I
Shut
have to
up.
sit here sucking my own dick. I'm going to get my ribs removed, Marilyn Manson style, which, by the way...
I don't think that's true.
No, it's not true. It's not true. It's an urban legend. It's not true.
I'm glad we sorted that out.
Yeah, well, I think we got through a lot. Should we end it at that? I need to go get pizza.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
I want food.
Oh, chicken poppers. Fake chicken poppers from Co-op. Mate, 100, like 10 out of 10. In fact, shall we get Co-op to try and sponsor this podcast?
Yes, Co-op, please. I know that you probably are adverse to everything we've said so far.
No. Tesco's. Tesco's is my bitch, man.
But Co-op and Tesco, just basically anyone. We want our money,
please,
don't we?
Anyone, please just give us
honey.
money. Honey.
Raid Shadow Legends.
My rent is so much. I barely make any money. Please. My videos keep getting demonetized.
One thing I was going to tell you was I was watching an internet historian video yesterday.
Boring.
And I love the way he does sponsors because he just messes the whole segment up deliberately. So
Pyrocynical does that.
Like he did an advert for Raid Shadow Legends, but he called it Raid Shady Lemons. I just think he's brilliant. He's just
that is the height of comedy right there,
well,
isn't
no,
it?
so
My
what I was going to mention
best
was because
boneheaded friend.
What I was going to mention was because he does the things called incognito modes videos, where he sits with a friend, much like we're doing now, and they'll like draw a picture.
I'm not with a friend.
Or
where's the friend?
Here.
Ah, Mozart.
Is it Mozart?
It's Beethoven.
It's Beethoven, yeah.
You're the one that bought it.
Yeah, it's Beethoven.
Oh, it's so dusty.
Yeah,
What the
it's
hell
going
is wrong
grey.
with you?
It is.
It's just old. Just been a corpse for ages.
So we should do an incognito mode kind of thing.
I don't know what that is.
I just told you. Open your ears. Clean your ears out.
If you go on incognito mode when you're looking at porn, does it do anything?
Put in the
Sometimes
comments
I do that.
whether you want incognito mode with Alizee.
I don't know what any of this means.
Well, they'll hopefully advise you, and you can Google it.
Well, that was the first episode and the only episode of this podcast that we're going to do. We're sorry from the bottom of our hearts for wasting all of your time. If you enjoyed this, and I don't know why you would, then do remember to like, comment, subscribe. Ask Tesco's and Co-op to sponsor us. And I guess let's do this weekly.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Put that away.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
The claw.
Weekly.
Ow. Okay.
Yeah, your grip is
Ew.
so... You're such a sissy.
Right, anyway.
Why have I got more testosterone than you? That's pathetic.
We've got 10 seconds.
We've got 10 seconds. So
10
thank you so much
seconds.
for watching, and I will see you next time. What the hell?